Good day, maple lovers. I'm in the polytunnel today and I'm going to be doing a few little jobs, doing a little bit of grafting, and also got a little plan in place for the slugs and snails. I'm hoping that this works. You can only try, that's what I'm saying. I've tried a lot, but I'm going to show you what I've done. I'm going to try and develop a peaceful relationship with these creatures, and let's see what that approach brings. Okay, I'll show you what I've done. Can you notice? Yeah, so I've got some iceberg premium lettuce from Waitrose. Yeah, so these are bougie slugs as well, and I'm just gonna place them around the perimeter of the seedlings and the young grafts that I want to protect. Soon I'll be placing them around these trays as well, but they are no interest to the slugs right now because there's nothing to munch on. But yes, yeah, there's a bit there. I did run out of lettuce, to be fair. I thought 2 bunches would be enough, but clearly not. So I'm just sticking them in the gaps underneath the trays, up the sides, in little gaps between, like that. Yeah. So here's to hoping that this works. Oh yeah, not to forget these little ones here as well. So let's see what happens with that, because you know, I've been doing some grafting over the last week, and what you'll be seeing is things like this, and they literally wrap around the stem of these young seedlings and they suck the skin off, or the bark in this case, and it basically suffocates the tree and it dies. It doesn't get any nutrition from that point upwards, and it kills off the tree. And you can see some on this one as well, little bits there where my finger is, there in the middle. Yeah, look at this one. So look at all that, that's been literally stripped all the way up to that point. I might get away with being able to use this as a rootstock and graft below. We'll see if it survives long enough for me to do that. So I am doing my best to be peaceful and understand. I do understand, you know, nature works this way. There's a food source for everything. So yeah, as I said, I'll keep you updated on that, how that all goes. But yeah, the colours are looking really nice on these seedlings at the moment. They're really looking good, and I have put a star on the labels of the seedlings that I do not want to use as rootstock by mistake, because yes, these wonderful leaves will drop off at some point, and before you know it, you've forgotten which one was that one you really loved, or that you didn't want to use for rootstock in this case. So, you know, I've gone around and put like a little star like this, because all the ones say, it says there Scolo seed. I've got about 50 at least of those that say that, some which I will use for rootstock, but there's an old few that I do want to keep and keep an eye on over the next year or so to see what kind of traits come forth. So yes, and now I'm going to do a bit of grafting. I'm not going to film the grafting this time. I'm haven't prepared to do that. I'm losing light as well because it's nearly time to get dark anyway. It's later on in the afternoon, so I need as much light as possible so I can see. But yeah, I'm thinking that was all I was going to chat about. Oh yeah, there was one more thing actually. On the channel, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a recent post I put on about the tree that's been labelled as red heron, a seedling that I got from Heron's Bonsai. This one. Now, I was in here the other day and I was losing my mind because I've got a few trees that are labelled Heron's Seedling Hybrid, and that's for all the trees that are coming from Heron's Bonsai. And my mistake really, because I should have labelled them all differently even though they came from the same place, but you live and you learn. So the other day I was looking for the Heron's Hybrid that I thought had that dark leaf, and it was just such a different tree to the one I was seeing here in the full colour. It was bright yellow. It was just so completely different. Even the leaf shape was different because as it gets into the summer, for this particular one at least, the leaves curl over, and I haven't seen leaf shape change on maples, not that I can remember. Colours change a lot, yeah, but the shape of the leaf, I think that's quite a rarity. So I was convinced this was a different seedling I got from Heron's. So I was going through all my photos on my phone, literally scrolling through hundreds upon hundreds, comparing the labels, trying to find video clips that had the label on so I could compare the label to check the handwriting was exactly the same. But yeah, I did find it was the same tree. They aren't two different trees. It's gonna be an outstanding tree, this one, guys. And I am going to rename this one. I will dedicate one of my other heron seedlings with the name Heron in it, but this one has got too many traits to be called just red heron. It wouldn't make sense. The colours change too much and the transformation on the leaf is crazy. So I'm back to the drawing board on the name for that. But yes, I'm grafting a lot of those, or as many as I can. It's only a small tree at the minute, but I've got about 4 or 5 grafts going for that. Yeah, the propagation game is one for the long game. I've said many times, it's going to take patience. If you're not patient, you're in the wrong game. So anyway, I'll leave this all with you guys. Thank you for tuning in and leaving your comments and your liking and all of this stuff. I really appreciate it. If you do like this kind of thing, feel free to subscribe, and I will be posting some more videos in the next week or so. So have a good rest of your week, and yeah, take care. Peace out.